Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are, and welcome to The Crack Show, better known as whatever this show is about. So, what are we talking about? Spontaneity has been struck because this is hot off the presses, and I cannot sit on it until Friday. I'm also extremely busy, and this is the best chance I'll get to do this. Chelsea Green called out Michael Hayes in an interview about some of the stuff that was revealed from the I mean, your whole product is boring that even the reality show is boring. Unreal. So the program WWE Unreal, which is broadcast across the world on Netflix, where you think some kind of decorum might take place. But no, not on this show. On this show, they are balls to the wall. How can we stroke Triple H's ego and show how big of a moron all his lackeys are? And one of the top of those piles, nobody will beat Pritchard, but there's Michael Hayes. And Michael Hayes' comments about Chelsea Green were dumbfounded. But before we get into that, it shows you exactly why everything is so bad in WWE creatively when you have dickheads like Michael Hayes spouting off the rubbish that he did. And basically, to sum it up, is like he basically said, look, Chelsea Green is not the guy, not the main event star, not the star. She's the one that puts over other stars. She doesn't need to be on TV for half an hour. Whatever you can get from her in 30 seconds, it feels like half an hour because she's that good of a worker, but she's not a star. Chelsea Green is quite possibly one of the most over female wrestlers after maybe a couple like Io Sky, Liv Morgan, and
LA Knight. Like it's, I mean, not even in the women's division, but LA Knight. It's LA Knight's the same way. For some reason, he is over, but they don't want to like push them.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, and so Chelsea Green, she's done amazing stuff. She's much beloved online, much beloved. Like everywhere she goes, she gets views. She is just seems like an all-round decent person, knows what she likes. And Michael Hayes doesn't see this person who takes dirt and makes it into gold as a star. And yet you ask the fandom, and sometimes you can argue the fandom doesn't always know best, but there is always a collective understanding on certain wrestlers that the fandom does know best. And Chelsea is a villain, but she gets huge pops everywhere she goes. And for me, just to finish off my bit, again, like I said, this attitude epitomizes why the product is so stale, why things don't go anywhere. It also makes sense as to why some stars just don't get pushed, because idiots like Michael Hayes, blurt into the ears of Triple H that, no, this person ain't a star. They don't look like a star. We don't need to push them. And yet the crowd, I want the fandom to start another yes movement for Chelsea Green. It's as simple as that, because this is unacceptable. Triple H needs to step down. Michael Hayes needs to go. Pritchard needs to go. They all need to go. And speaking of Pritchard, I'll go over to Jose and then to you, Cheeto. Jose, your thoughts? Because I know you want to talk about Pritchard as well.
Well, dude. Well, listen here. Okay, Bruce Pritchard, he goes on his podcast and he's like, all right, the Attitude Era, it wasn't that great. Yeah, it had its moments, but it wasn't that special. Hey, Numbnut Pickle Dick, here's what I'm going to tell you. If it wasn't for the Attitude Era and the Monday Night War, you wouldn't have a fucking job to begin with, you fucking idiot. Like, oh my God. The Attitude Era, yeah, the matches may not have always been the best, but the characters and storyline development was fucking amazing. And whether you were a WCW guy or a WWF guy, we all could agree the Monday Night War was the best time to easily be a wrestling fan. It's not like that now. Cheeto and I shit on Monday Night Raw constantly every single week. And I know Zam and Bossman do on SmackDown. Bruce Pritchard, you old fucking talentless fuck. The only reason you have got a job this long is because I guarantee when Vince McMahon left, one of the conditions for you to stay on was that Triple H had to take care of you. Triple H needs to go. Bruce Pritchard needs to go. Michael Hayes needs to go. The old guard needs to get the fuck out. I fucking hate you, Bruce Pritchard. Just go back to your irrelevant podcast and just shut the fuck up, please. Okay, rant over.
Nice. Cheeto. Very nice.
I agree I agree with the whole thing about Chelsea Green. It's like it's the Matt Cardona effect. If you get over on your own, they will destroy you. And funnily enough, it is Matt Cardona's wife, Chelsea Green, who is also getting the Zack Ryder treatment. You know what I mean? It's just it's baffling because you have got such a struggling women's division on SmackDown. The women's division on SmackDown, like, I can't believe they actually put the US belt on Chelsea Green for what, 2-3 weeks again. Like, put her in the main event. You can still make her like a cowardly heel or whatever, but like you put the belt on Jade Cargill. Why? She is never, I'm sorry, she is never going to be ready. You need to put her in a tag team where someone else can carry her, fine. But like, she cannot be a single star. I've come to that conclusion after watching her for 3 years.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Jade Cargill, no matter what you do, you could send her to the PC for the next 3-4 years. Wrestling is not cut out for her. I'm sorry, it's not. It's like, if you want to have Jade Cargill be a representative of your company, be an ambassador, or where she goes to talk and promote WWE, fine. But in the ring, she is nowhere near ready to be the main event material. I'm sorry, and she never will be.
No, and they tried to push her online in like media junkets and media things, but she has no personality either. She's a lot more reserved than she lets on to be as well. And she just she doesn't have that it factor. She has the it look. My God, she looks amazing. She is fucking money in the look. But looks can only get you so far if you don't have the wrestling talent or are a good talker. And unfortunately for Jade, she's not it. The fans aren't feeling it. Whereas Chelsea's got everything you can imagine. She's a solid wrestler.
Yep.
She's a phenomenal performer, let alone a friggin' wrestler. She could talk. She is the full package. She is like another Liv Morgan, the full package.
She's one of those where you could put her on TV for 30 seconds. It'll be top 3 biggest pops of the night. That's how good she is at her job. But it's like you said, it's almost like the Matt Cardona effect.
Sorry. Yeah, it's almost like you got a Yokozuna, Jade Cargill. But like, honestly and truly, they should have teamed up Jade and Chelsea Green and like had Chelsea do a lot of the talking for Jade, and then eventually down the line, whatever. I know they did it with Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, but like, have the betrayal, and then Chelsea Green wins the WWE Women's Championship. You know what I mean? But Jade just needs someone, and I mean, honestly, Chelsea Green would have been a great mouthpiece for Jade Cargill. But then but still, you have to elevate her because Chelsea is over. People want to see and hear from her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, literally, the minute she's on the screen, everyone is just like, yeah, let's see, because you don't know what she's going to do. She's an incredibly smart human being as well. And because of that, like, because of how smart she is, she knows how to work things. She knows how to work the crowd, know what to say, knows how to act in the moment and all this kind of stuff. Like, she's incredible. And I'm sorry to say, Jade Cargill was never needed to be signed by WWE. Again, I was somebody that championed her and saw like the potential, but she hasn't improved that much in the ring. And I say that about Jade because where Jade is now, Lash Legend can easily be, because Lash Legend has everything Jade doesn't have.
I agree. Her performance in the Rumble.
Yeah, she's massive and she is one of the best wrestlers on the roster.
That's how I feel like on the men's side. Like we've been marking out over Obafemi for today, and we're just like, my take on Obafemi is he is everything Omos was supposed to be, and just that dude is future world champion. But yeah, Lash Legend is easily the better version of Jade Cargill. Like, she's everything you want Jade to be, And all you got to do is let her go out there, let her be herself. The best way that talent gets over is by being themselves. And Lash Legend needs to be herself, and she will be a future women's world champion. And Chelsea Green, I'm strongly campaigning. She needs to be a top heel, the top women heel on SmackDown, and you need to let her run with it.
Yeah, and I think heads do need to start rolling in WWE. Take the Chelsea thing out of it anyway. Like,
Yeah.
this was the worst Royal Rumble that I can remember. And the funny thing is we're sitting there talking about Chelsea Green and all that. The women's Rumble was the best part of the show. And it was actually a decent women's Rumble. Like, I'm not going to lie. But the rest of it, like Gunther, obviously Gunther AJ Styles was a good match. But it just felt inconsequential. The Sami Zayn thing, I know it's his retirement match, but it felt so hollow at the Rumble. Sami Zayn, Drew, what's the point? Especially now, Drew's going against CM Punk. What was the point of the whole Sami thing anyway? You build him up. That era is gone where people wanted him as a champion. Like, I like Sami Zayn, but I can get by a lot of people just say, we don't really want that kind of thing. And Drew McIntyre is champion. And I want Drew McIntyre as champion more than anyone else on the male roster, sans maybe LA Knight. So there's that. But then, it's just the way they book things. Everything's just last minute, hat dash, no long strategies in place. Everything seems to be like Vince's era of just changing last minute. And when we're talking about the Women's Rumble here, we'll move on. This is a great segue onto the Bellas. So in their podcast, and they did bring up a couple of valid points. So they said, look, the men's roster, the future of the men's roster doesn't have stars in a sense that you've got, like, AJ Styles is retired. CM Punk is on his way out. Roman Reigns is on his way out. How much longer can, LA Knight go on for? There are so many people that are, and the next crop of people, who have we got? Mr. fucking Bron Breakker. I love his intensity, don't get me wrong. But Austin Theory, who was a smarmy prick you've relegated to a brooding fuckwit, Bronson Reed just isn't it. And on the men's side, who do you have? Like, now they've put up Obafemi, which is great. Oh, and also, how long has Cody Rhodes got?
This is exactly what I said on Monday Night Raw. If you watched our review a few hours ago, WWE, this is their biggest fucking problem.
Yeah, Ginger, didn't you watch it and memorize our review?
Yeah, because if you watch,
why I bring it up. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah,
because this is this is exactly WWE's biggest fucking problem, is that they're not building. They're not building for the future. They're not building for the next 10 to 15 years. Because what they're doing right now is they're relying on, no disrespect, I love Drew McIntyre, but how much longer does he have? How much longer does Cody have? How much longer does LA Knight have? If you're not going to utilize and capitalize on these guys now, by the time you do build up Oba, Femi, and all these other dudes, it's going to be like, okay, they're cool, but you should have started building on this to begin with. And that's WWE's problem, is you're coasting on the guys you have now, and you can't coast. You need to build for the future.
And the sad part is the average age of the height of the roster on the men's side is 39 years old.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, TNA Music, welcome to the stream.
Yeah. I mean,
Tito. Sorry, you unmuted, so I don't know if you wanted to say anything. Can this also hear us? You.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
No, I mean, it is a problem, because the men's side is relying on the old guys. And again, like you guys said, I love Drew McIntyre. I think he does some of the best in-ring and out-of-ring work to date. I've always said that since he first debuted back in 2010 or whatever. I knew he was going to be like a champion. The problem is that they wait so long to pull the trigger on these guys. You know what I mean? That's why I'm kind of glad with Obafemi. How old is Obafemi, by the way?
28.
He's 28. So
Oh, he's 28. Oh, that's
Yeah, he's
perfect.
28.
So I mean, like, he's young, but at the same time, you guys need to start building these guys. Like, you can't keep them in NXT until they're in their mid-30s. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta, like, how old's Joe Hendry? Isn't he up there?
He's
I thought he was.
37. He's
Yeah, I
not
was
young.
gonna say, I thought Joe Hendry was up there. Like, and
Yeah,
he
he's
and
37.
spoilers for NXT, but he won the NXT title. It's like, why is he there? They needed to put him, like, he's so over in TNA. I don't know if they were like, oh, well, he has to pay his dues in NXT. No, get him on the main roster. He was at WrestleMania with Randy Orton, and although it was a goof squash match, the crowd reacted. And if you watch that NXT ladder match from this, he's over. Like, these people are like, they have this issue with taking the crowd reaction and equating it to, hey, we could actually use this. They hear a crowd reaction, they're like, oh, well, that's not what we had planned. So they don't know what they're talking about. It's like, what was it, CM Punk saying fans don't know what they're talking about? Really?
I fucking hate that trait when they say that. Like, when CM Punk and Bruce Pritchard and Hayes and even Triple H is like, okay, here comes the impression. Oh, these guys, you know, they don't know what they're talking about. These fans, they have no idea what they're talking about, because this is why we do what we do. We do what we do for them, but they have no right to complain. Shut the fuck up, Paul Levesque.
Yeah,
you got the book. You got the book only because your father-in-law got forced the fuck out, and you only got over because you married the boss's daughter. Sorry, not sorry, but it's the fucking truth. Let's call it what it is.
Triple H will never ever be looked at in the same way as the other Attitude Era greats. That's the reality of it. Somebody said it best. I can't remember if it was James. His name's James. He does a podcast with
Stevie Richards.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, James Romano. Yep. Oh, I love watching them. They're so good.
He's brilliant, right? So he said it best when he said that even when he took over D-Generation X, he was still the least popular member in D-Generation X because China was over. The Road Dogg and Billy Gunn were over. Even X-Pac was over before the whole X-Pac heat thing got out. And Triple H was just there. And he didn't become relevant until he shacked up with the daughter. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for her, he would literally be in the arsehole end of nowhere doing God knows what. He might still be there or not, but he wouldn't be in the prominent position he's in. But the point of the matter is look, sometimes the fans aren't always right. I mean, they're like John Cena, and John Cena's garbage. But sometimes the fans are right. The fans are the ones that got Zack Ryder over. The fans are the ones that got CM Punk over, Edge over. Edge was never seen as a main guy.
Nope.
But the fans got him as a main guy. The Yes Movement with Daniel Bryan. You know, the fucking New Day. The New Day. If the New Day, and I use the New Day as a great example because the New Day were bundled into this generic, stereotypical black gospel choir type thing where they were going to end up being like prosperity preacher types and all this. But they took it, they turned it on its head, they made it into something special, and the fans got behind that and the fans loved it. And because the merch, and this is the other thing I don't understand. If the whole point is making money, if your fucking number one money makers are over with the fans, they're the ones shifting the merch, why the fuck aren't you pushing them? I mean, we got Jey Uso to the top of the card and LA Knight is still lingering around where he was the number 2 merch seller. Like, it's egos that drive this fucking industry for the most part, and some people's egos are so fragile that they just don't want certain people over in spite of what the crowd wants. If they did it right, Sami Zayn would have been a world champion
3 years ago.
Shit hot fire when he was the Intercontinental Champion.
Yep.
Okay. If, you know, there are so many goddamn. Austin Theory would have been one of the main guys as well if they stuck with it. But Damien Sandow is another one. And yet, here we are, 10 years after all this shit and then some, still in the same position where these fucking egotistical assholes are frustrating the crowd by still pushing like fucking Roman Reigns wins the Rumble. Who the fuck wanted Roman Reigns to win the Rumble?
I have a point about that. The fact is, when Roman Reigns won the Rumble, it guaranteed one thing. they have no fucking faith in their future stars because here we are again
Yeah.
relying on the old guard. And we're going to get 2 damn near 50-year-olds in the second night closing WrestleMania. Let that sink in. We're
Yeah.
getting 2 guys that are getting close to 50 main eventing WrestleMania. So it's like they've got no faith. And it's like by the time they do give Obafemi the world title, it'll be like, okay, fucking finally. But it's not going to matter because the fans are going to be like, this should have happened
Exactly,
years
Zan.
ago. Yeah. So it's like Triple H needs to go. Bruce Pritchard needs to go. Michael Hayes needs to go. The old guard needs to get the fuck out. And WWE is going to have to hire younger fucking people to run the day-to-day operations. But they won't do that because Triple H can't help himself. He can't let it go. He has to put himself on the cover of 3 editions of the fucking upcoming video game. And it's like, dude, your time is over and you need to step aside and accept it.
Yeah. And I mean, again, people have said, I've said it countless times, and it's nice to see like other people kind of also agree, is that Shawn Michaels needs to be the main creative guy, the main booker of WWE and SmackDown. And when eventually it happens, move CM Punk or whoever else to take over NXT. Triple H, if it was up to me, I'll just get rid of him.
Oh, Road Dogg too. Road Dogg too.
Road Dogg needs to be fired as well. He is terrible.
Yep.
So there needs to be a lot of changes because they are in danger with the inflated prices that they charge as well. They are in danger of crashing out. And the only people that will be watching won't be the Americans. Because I'm sorry to say, a lot of the foreign market, they just whatever, man. They're like, wrestling's on, I'll watch that. They don't care, kind of thing. Whereas us who are kind of a bit sport with it over the years know exactly what needs to happen, and it's just not happening. You know what I mean? It's the product's in a lot of trouble.
Well, we can only scream into the void for so long before we're just like, we're tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're like, fuck this, we're out, because that's what's going to happen. It's going to get to where like even Cheeto and I, we're both like just ready to get to WrestleMania because Raw is that bad. Like, yeah, this past week it had a couple highlights, but this shit, by the time we get to next week, it's going to be the same old quota, same old shit. We're just qualifying for the chamber. We're just dragging on to get to the chamber and then dragging on to get to WrestleMania. And then we're done with Monday Night Raw because it's like it's a chore to fucking sit through. Monday Night Raw's got a huge fucking problem where it's like, okay, you got people that you want to see, but the booking is fucking atrocious for a majority of these shows.
It really is. It's so bad. Like, and the wrestling quality is dipped as well.
Even I just got something on my YouTube notification, and this is no joke. Mike check with Mr. Anderson Kennedy just said there's a video. Triple H is a horrible booker. I can't wait to watch this as soon as we're done.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll check that out as well. But he's a terrible booker, and they do need to make change. I also, again, I said it once, I say it again. There shouldn't be a pay-per-view between Rumble and Mania.
I agree.
Just be all building up. I'd like Elimination Chamber, but that should be the prerequisite to SummerSlam. So before SummerSlam, you put the Elimination Chamber, which then sets up one of your title matches for that. That's fine. But between Rumble and Thing, there shouldn't be nothing between Rumble and Mania. Because
like back in the day when you were like, back in the day when you had monthly pay-per-views, like, and it was like, every month had a pay-per-view. Yeah. But I mean, like this year in December, we had not a single PLE. Like in December of this past year, there was in 2025, as far as I remember, if I remember right,
there was main event, didn't they? Saturday night main event instead.
Yeah, they did the John Cena Saturday, but that wasn't a PLE technically.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think the landscape of wrestling is changing, and I really think they need some fresh blood in there, especially in the booking and the backstage. Even who was it? Was it Gregory Helms who supported Chelsea Green, on Twitter, basically saying like, and I mean, P.S. Hayes, like, how freaking old is this guy? Like,
older than dirt,
man. I get it, but at the same time, why don't you go back and shine some of these wrestlers' boots and get to know them before you bury them, like Chelsea Green, because these people just don't listen to the fans. Period. They don't.
And I'm
They
about to
don't.
piss a lot. I'm about to piss a lot of people off. Paul Heyman, it's time, dude. It's fucking time. Paul Heyman, I love you, but you got to go, bro. You got to go. This vision shit's not working. I know they have him sitting on these creative meetings, but I think even Paul Heyman doesn't have it in him
They
anymore.
all have
Paul
to go.
Heyman's a made man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
Paul Heyman's got
Yeah.
to go.
The other way I would look at it as well is to say, okay, let's start looking at the active roster that we have now and start moving them into the creative position, or get people like AJ Styles into creative and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Because the way I look at it, I look at people like Austin Creed. I know you don't, whatever you think of him, Austin Creed has an incredible brain. He has an incredible brain in everything that he does. Look at his gaming channel. Okay, it's petered off. It doesn't do a lot of the superstar save points where he do the interviews and all this kind of stuff. But he's a very good creative person. He's a creative mind, and I think he shouldn't be overlooked as being part of the creative team. Seth Rollins, oh my God, Seth Rollins, I would put up there once he's done, because that guy knows wrestling.
What do you guys think about AJ Styles? I don't know how his creative, like,
it's worth seeing where he got. If personally, TNA should hire him for that.
Yeah,
and
if
see
you're
how
gonna,
that goes.
because AJ is going to retire in TNA. He's going to retire there. That
Yeah.
is where his career will end. I could see AJ maybe not necessarily being creative, but I can see him being a finish guy. I can see him coming up with finishes because I think he'd be great at that. Be like,
Like
all
a
right,
producer,
dude.
basically.
Yeah,
More of a producer.
you know how to
Or-
lay. Yeah,
creative.
you know how to
or
lay
maybe
out
what
match.
they need to do is they need to shift HBK up to like SmackDown or Raw,
That's what
and
I
then
said.
put
Yeah.
AJ in NXT and
Yeah.
creative booking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just HBK needs to take over because NXT is an incredible product. I'd elevate HBK to the top, and then just put other creatives under in NXT. I've said in the future that that's where CM Punk needs to go and take over is NXT. He's also said he would love that job in the future. For the small amount of Collision that he ran, it was the best bloody wrestling show on TV by
Yep.
a mile, because he was like none of the silly shit. Okay, and so he definitely needs to end up as the creative booker for WWE in the future. I know it might piss some people off, but the guy fucking knows his stuff. Seth Rollins is another one I know will know his stuff as well. And yeah, that Bailey is another one that should be looked into because she helps with a lot of shit
She needs
backstage.
to take over the women's division, just like strict
Yeah.
women's division. I don't even care if
Yeah.
it's over all three or just like both the shows, Raw and SmackDown. I think Bailey does have a good. I've heard her talk in interviews and stuff like that. I think she knows what the vision for the women division should be.
She's incredible. She
Yeah.
is like, she is, yeah, top notch. Got a brilliant wrestling brain on her. So I would 100%. And somebody else that they overlooked as well that could have helped along the way is Awesome Kong, Kier Stevens. She
Yes.
helped a lot in the program that she was in, Glow as well.
Yep.
She helped a lot of ideas and producing on that show. And so she's another one that I would bring in to kind of
Gail,
help. I don't know
Gail,
what she's
Gail
doing
Kim's
now.
another one. Gail Kim's
Gail
another
Kim.
one. It's like,
Oh my fucking God.
between
I don't know if she'll
those
ever come
three,
back to WWE, but
yeah, but between those three, you could make women's wrestling 1,000 times better. If you had
Yeah.
Bailey, Gail Kim, and Awesome Kong all sitting
Oh
on
my
creative
God.
and say, here's
that-
what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to fucking make everything consistent, because this is another problem with WWE. And we said this earlier. Consistency is a huge fucking problem. You got one women's division where the tags will mean something, but the singles mean nothing. And then what's going to
Yeah.
happen is once they fuck around with the tags, then the singles will be important. And it's like, you got to have everything balance itself out. And they don't do that.
You've got to plan everything out in ahead, and also make the most of any bad situations, unpredictable moments, and all that. That's the one area where WWE has always thrived in. When something unpredictable happens, they run with it. And
Yep.
that's where it goes good, because they don't have time to mull it over and ruin it. They're just like, oh, fuck, quick, just, yes, this, let's go. Kofi Kingston, champion, whatever. Let's take all of that. Oh, you know, this situation happened with Tia Hale in NXT who wasn't meant to win the championship
Yep.
in NXT because
Yeah, but didn't they just throw the belt right back on Blake Monroe though? Like, didn't they? I think within a couple weeks they basically rectified it by throwing the belt.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think they had the opportunity to kind of run with it. Like, yeah, they had to do triage, but at the same time, it was like, oh no, the booking, and it's like listen, run with it.
Always run with it. And the thing is, as well, with
happy little accident.
Yeah, and every now and then there should be a WWE champion that rises that you don't expect. Like fucking Jinder Mahal was a stroke of genius. To them, they did it because of the Indian market. That's why they put Jinder Mahal. But Jinder Mahal was not the best wrestler, but phenomenal talker. Great character, great personality. Like I love the guy, but I love the randomness of all of a sudden Jinder Mahal was a fucking world champion, the first out of the 3-man band to be the world champion. No. But it's things like that they need to do. But in terms of everything else, you've got to plan ahead and stop changing things so spontaneously. Like have a long plan ahead, and then you can tweak things as you go along. And the rule of 7 in every single title belt, the rule of 7. So you keep things fresh and moving, and you can't do this way. This way just smacks of a bunch of old fucks that are bored with no attention span and just change it on a whim, and it's dumb.
Yeah, and then no title reign should be longer than maybe 3 months, in my opinion. I'm like,
I don't know. But that one, it depends.
Well, yeah, it depends on
the long run if it makes sense.
I would say no longer than maybe 6 to 8 months. I'd be like, that's the longest I would do it. I would never do the 1,000 thing again.
Oh no,
that I can tell you for sure.
No, I agree. No, I agree with you. Like I think a title reign should never be a year long. I feel like it needs to change up. But yeah, like if something is good and it's running good, give it a good 6 to 9 months, especially in the world title scene. But like like we were saying, like Zam was saying about the US title, it's basically the cruiserweight title. Like you would tune into a Monday Night Raw or Monday Night Nitro, and you would see the cruiserweight title on the line, Dean Malenko versus Eddie Guerrero, and then all of a sudden Eddie Guerrero is a cruiserweight champion. There's not really much build. There's not but at the same time, it's a spectacle of a match, and Eddie Guerrero deserves that title shot. But there's some times where it's just like you don't need shit ton of build. Like sometimes when you do that, you kind of overinflate it, where it's just like you could tune in and like. That's the AJ Styles CM Punk thing. I did like the fact that CM Punk and AJ Styles had like a random match on Raw that was like. But we already knew why that was because they wanted their dream match before AJ retired. And it's like, well, you just telegraphed that AJ's not going to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's another problem. They give it away without giving it away. They need to also stop doing that. Stop giving away. And I know this is going to piss people off. Stop giving away pay-per-view quality matches as often as you do. I mean, you could have maybe one great match a week on all 3 shows, but I would not do like banger after banger after banger after banger every single week on every show, because eventually it's going to get to where the audience is going to go, okay, what else you got?
Well, but the other thing is, it's not about, I want all the matches to be good quality, but not all of them have to have huge stakes.
Yeah, not all of them have to have like huge implications. It's like sometimes you just want to see a match for the sake of having a match.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, for Raw, you don't need to have a build up and a back and forth. You just be like, well, anyway, coming up next is Dave versus Donkey. You know what I mean?
Dave versus Donkey. Okay.
Yeah. But it's just one of those where, anyway. Cool. All right, then. Yeah. I think we can wrap it up there.
Yeah.
I think we're good. No one else have anything to add. Fantastic.
Chelsea Green, one of the best asses in the business.
Hell yeah.
That is my one objectifying thing of this one objectifying plug of this video.
Push Chelsea Green, fire the fucking old guard, and let's start fresh. That's all that needs to be said.
Exactly that. Thank you all for joining us. We shall see you again for probably the SmackDown review next.
Star Trek
tomorrow. Star Trek tomorrow.